Hello everybody, NGS here, and welcome back to Shield Hero Season 2, Episode 4. In the last episode, there was a battle with the Spirit Tortoise, and that battle was concluded. The Spirit Tortoise was defeated, and apparently not. Apparently there's something else. The Spirit Tortoise wasn't really killed. Maybe there's another. Maybe it was just a minion. Maybe I have absolutely no clue. All I know is that the entirety of the previous episode could be summed up as the tortoise was defeated. Not much besides that happened. And I hope this season is gonna redeem itself. I really hope, because I really enjoyed the first season, and I don't want season 2 to spoil that fun for me. What's weird is that season 2 was already delayed, if I'm not mistaken. It was supposed to start airing much earlier than it did, and they delayed it, and it still has all sorts of various issues. So, why the delay? Unless the undelayed version would have been even worse, which I don't really want to entertain that thought, because yeah, the undelayed version might have been like a real pile of shit if this is what they gave us after a delay. Oh well. Let's hope the series redeems itself. Maybe they're gonna introduce another delay. Maybe season 3 is gonna be better. They're gonna take criticism to heart. I certainly hope that they're not gonna just cancel season 3, but whatever happens, happens, I guess. One very curious thing I found out about this whole Spirit Tortoise arc is that apparently even the author of the light novel himself doesn't particularly like it. So, yeah, that's an interesting, tidbit of information, and apparently the studio is trying to rush through it, which is why they're leaving so much stuff out. They're trying to rush through this arc to get to another arc as soon as possible. I don't know. I'm not sure. At least that's the rumor I heard. How valid is it? How true is it? I have no way of verifying. So just a little bit of a rumor, but wouldn't surprise me if this arc really wasn't the best one in the series. But I guess we just have to see where it's going. I can't delay it any further. I need to give you subs. I need to get myself some sound, my cables, some slack, and I guess we should just start watching it and see where it goes and see if it gets better or if it gets worse. And we will do it in 3, 2, 1, go. Rishya. I had my headphones disconnected. And then the Fire Nation attacked. Or the Waves. Oh no. This motherfucker. Or is it someone else? And this is just oat milk latte again. Why though? Besides being an irredeemable... Okay. That's understandable, at least. And then you were saved by Itsuki-sama. Is that it? So she's basically Naofumi's Raphtalia. Or rather, Itsuki's Raphtalia. That's why she has such an unhealthy obsession with him. Well, he doesn't want you to do it, so you should probably take the hint. I hope he's not. You leave for... For the back of the spirit tortoise, what do you mean? What do you mean you leave for the back of the spirit tortoise? Okay, I guess the tortoise was defeated in like a bit of a ravine, so they need to travel around the tortoise blockade to arrive to the back of it for some purpose. I don't know, do they need to call up, what's his face? The one from Arifureta to lend them his pile driver to just stick it up the tortoise's anus, pull the trigger, and the tortoise can turn into a masochistic girl? Is that what they want to do? Okay. Show me what you have in store. Yep. And how do you plan to stop the tortoise from reviving? And you can do it from the front. Because reasons. Why? Why? Why is its back the most likely spot? Why the back? I hope we keep her as a waifu. Maybe, I don't know, Naofumi can absorb her into his shield and just summon her at will or something. A little bit of a character arc for Ost, I'm assuming. She learns self, like, confidence, kinda. Her self worth. Can just philo jump you to the top. Yeah, but you're helping them in the fight against the spirit tortoise, so that's what matters. Exactly. But right now you aren't. Yep. I still have no idea why Rishi is using a Kirigumi, whatever you want to call it. I think it might be another detail just skipped. I assume she's using them to increase her stats, essentially, to boost her, so that she can keep up. Just like Ost-san. What, Rishia? What? Full sentences, please. I mean, it might as well be a mountain at this point, so you're camping on its shell. Is this gonna be like a Rishia focused episode? You were chasing after a bow hero who doesn't give a fuck about you. Right, that's another thing. Was she even strong enough to be an asset for Itsuki's party? And also, yeah, true. Right now she's actually helping save the world. If she was with Itsuki, she'd be just bumbling around doing fuck all. If you genuinely want to be useful, if you genuinely want to help people and the world, being in Naofumi's party is the most surefire way to do that. Motoyasu is just fucking around. Itsuki is just fucking around. Ren is just fucking around. Is the tortoise waking up? There. Okay, that's a very general direction, but I guess it's better than nothing. No light? I guess they all have night vision now. And it's morning. Okay, they took a break, notified the queen and the rest. Gotcha. Okay. I thought they just time skipped without telling us, but no, they just skipped the bit where Naofumi notifies the forces of uh, of the queen about what happened. Why do you know about that? How do you know about that? I guess that's another thing that was skipped, huh? You're gonna pray? You're gonna become a cleric? Not gonna lie, having a cleric in the party would be pretty damn useful. They have a brawler, an assassin, a tank. Ost, should she join, would be a mage. Risha would be a cleric. Sounds like a great party composition. Degozaru? Degozaru. Maybe using some torch or a light spell or something could help you. You know, just an idea. Trying to spot things and clues and stuff in the dark is kind of hard. Risha, the emotional support, huh? Does Eclair also have some tragic past? Or is she embarrassed at the fact that she spilled the beans to Risha? Yeah, she said sorry, so... Not thanks, she said sorry, so I'm assuming that's what it was about. Okay, Risha proves to be useful. Yep. That's why Risha would make a great asset for your team. Yep. Have a specialization. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Make her a monk. Hand-to-hand combat with Hengen, Muso, and Ki and whatnot, and also knowledge and the arcana and whatnot. Hiragana, katakana, kanji? Yep. Seal 7th and Shatter. Okay. Defeat this monster you must. You can feel its energy? No. You start to remember. Gotcha. Cue the meme with a melting chocolate gorilla. uh, how does the another shadow know it? Please share. Please share. Don't keep it to yourself. Okay. I guess it's big enough to climb into its, like, I know, trachea. Or you could climb through the temple, sure. Adventure! Yay! We're gonna go magic school bus and climb inside of the tortoise. If you have to speak up, Risha, then now is the time. What gives you the idea? Okay, she spoke up. Okay, yes, thank you. Thank you, Risha. Thank you. Thank you. Finally. She's finally a part of Naofumi's party. You love to see it. There isn't much flesh. I mean, not a bad question. Yeah. Risha, I wanted to come, so just pick up the pace a little, maybe. And they're still going without any light, huh? I guess handling light in a dark environment into the animation isn't easy, isn't cheap, so they just said, let's not, to save some budget. That's like the only explanation I have for why they're going without a light. Raphtalia can literally use light magic. Naofumi probably has like 17 different shields that emit light. Whomst. You had a light all along! What the fuck were you doing, Raphtalia? Like hell she did. Like hell she did. You're just scavengers, aren't you? Wait, Bozo! That's the side hero. That's the side hero in disguise. And the gem hero. Okay. And glass? And glass. Glass. I mean, you have a glass antidote, essentially, the Soul Eater shield. So why are you afraid of glass? I'd be more afraid of Lark and Teresa than of glass. There we go. That's an episode done. That's a coffee done. This episode, this I like. This I like. Sure, there was a little stumbling and fumbling, but overall, thumbs up. Thumbs up for this episode. You can see a glimmer of like the first season in this episode. Maybe not quality-wise, because like art and animation are still kind of wonky. Far from the worst though, but like writing-wise, this is it. Continue doing this, please. And the next episode is about Ost. Okay. Play, pause, full screen. And let's go through this episode again, shall we? Backstory for Rishia. Of course, she was taken prisoner by an evil mustached twirly villain. Ha ha ha. I will have all the maidens in my dungeon. I guess at least the villain had quote-unquote a reason, right? He didn't kidnap Rishia for the sake of kidnapping Rishia. There is a justification, for better or worse, that her family had debts with this lord, so the lord decided that he would take their daughter as payment. Okay, at least there's some cause and effect. The debts were illegally levied on them, sure, but they were debts, so it is a justification. It wasn't just he kidnapped Rishia because he's evil, right? That's like the absolute worst kind of villain you can create. A villain who's doing evil for the sake of doing evil. Or rather, a villain who's doing evil deeds for the sake of doing evil deeds. Without any justification. That's like the absolute worst. If you have a villain burn down a village because he wants to burn down a village, that's just not compelling. If you have a villain burn down a village because he didn't like the architecture, that's just something about the villain as a character, right? It says that that villain is a little bit crazy, kinda chaotic evil, because who the fuck burns down a village because they don't like the architecture? Maybe that villain has a like weakness for architecture. He loves like good architecture, but he hates bad architecture, and that's his pet peeve. His hideout is all like gothic cathedral or I don't know, rococo or something, because he loves that style. And when he looks at collapsing villages, he just wants to burn them, right? Even that little bit of justification tells you a lot about the character. Burned a village because tells you absolutely nothing. So I like that this little villain got some justification. And of course, Itsuki saved her, and Rishia immediately fell in love with him, because that's what you do when you meet your saviors. I wanted to say it's like the I forgot. The thing where you fall in love with your captor, but falling in love with your savior. Kind of like the hanging bridge effect, kind of sorta. where you're in danger, your heart is beating faster, and if you're with someone, your brain mistakes the quickly beating heart from fear for love, for affection, and that kind of deal. So I'm assuming that's kind of the same thing. A little bit of imprinting, maybe as well. I don't know. And of course, the need, the want to thank her savior by offering her services to him. Uh, Everybody has like 3 lines on their face across them all. The Risha's face in this frame, I swear. I wanna repay him, I wanna help him. Yep, that's her justification. And oh, the spirit, we need to get to the back of the spirit tortoise. And now I realize that they don't mean the back as in the back, they have to head for the tail. They mean the back as in the top of the shell. I would have said it's we need to get to the top of the tortoise, on top of the tortoise, on top of its shell, not on the back. But I guess it's kind of the back of the animal, as in an anatomical part, but not the back as in position wise. I guess there's like a double meaning in saying the back, and I misunderstood it. I'm sure Itsuki-sama is there too. Yeah, I wouldn't count on it. The Itsuki-sama is probably trying to overthrow another local lord and introducing some issues in the area. This frame. Philo in this frame is, I think, CG. Yeah. Philo is CG, that's where she's moving. Everybody else is like flatly drawn. This card in this scene looks like a child's drawing. Let me grab paint real quick, so I can show you what I mean. Window capture. What do you mean you can't see paint? Window capture paint. I guess OBS doesn't see paint. Do you see paint 3D, OBS? Where's the fuck is my mouse? No, OBS doesn't see paint 3D. There it is. OBS sees paint 3D. Or maybe it doesn't. Yeah, OBS does. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. You know what I mean. A picture from like entirely side perspective. There's just one leg, one arm, one wheel, because it's just a side projection, orthographic projection of the car or the cart or something. It looks like that. They didn't even bother to have Naofumi have, I don't know, one leg slightly back or something. It's just a orthographic side projection. There's a lot of places where they're doing shortcuts like this, right? We've seen Risha's face that I mentioned before, that also kind of looks like it has 3 lines on it. Now there's this orthographic projection. If Ox is going to remember something, the back is the most likely spot. And they said nice things about Turtle Lady. I like how Ost is having a character arc. I really like it. She's becoming more and more confident with time. She's becoming... she's learning that she's valuable, not just as a familiar of the Spirit Tortoise, but also as a person. I like it. Also, the difference in art style between those two characters, god damn. I guess it's not so much a difference in art style, but the difference in how adults are drawn in anime and how youngsters are drawn in anime, right? Adult, young, you can immediately see the difference. And it almost looks like a completely different art style. And they're using Philo to get to the back. It's gonna be a tough climb. Would have been easier if Philo just jumped you to the top. Just saying. Philo did it time and again, so I guess they needed the time to walk and to talk. Understandable. They know who you are, but they know that you helped them. You fixed your ways, so to speak. And we need to camp on top of the tortoise. Risha is having a nice moment with Ost. I like it. A little bit of a talk about loneliness, about being away from parents, about Risha being rejected from Itsuki's party. And yeah, even if you stayed with him, what would you have done? Here you're making a difference. You're actually helping. You're a part of the Shield Hero party, the only party who apparently cares about the fate of this world. The other heroes are just bumbling idiots. I think that now you could help the bow hero. And yeah, she's crying. And they were suffering much more than I am. Don't worry, I'm just fine. And a thought popped into her mind of a village ruined and full of dead people. And apparently it's hard on Rishia and Raphtalia. Because I guess they're not used to seeing dead people. Maybe. Sure. Although, I guess that's true. It's not like Naofumi fought humans to the death, right? He's only been fighting monsters, be it wave monsters or monsters of this world. He hasn't really killed any person. So it would make sense that Raphtalia isn't accustomed to the view or to the presence of dead humans or humanoids. Okay. Yep. Understandable. And his trauma with seeing the dead because so many dead skeletons in that basement, in that dungeon. Risha is praying. Sure, they knew that this would happen, but if the tortoise did not revive of its own will, that only makes it worse for those who died. Yeah, true. I mean, if they built their little town on the back of a spirit tortoise, presumably to whatchamacallit, to praise the spirit tortoise, to pray to it, because there's also the temple to protect that temple and bring it offerings and whatnot, right? I'm assuming that was the purpose of this village. Then they would have known that the spirit tortoise is gonna awaken when the time needs it. And they probably wouldn't have minded. They would have liked it being the first sacrifice of souls that the tortoise can use to save the world. But the tortoise didn't wake up to save the world. The tortoise woke up because someone broke the seal, because someone woke it up. The inhabitants of this village died for nothing. Died because of ambitions of someone who broke the seal and revived the tortoise. Their lives are essentially in vain, because the tortoise will now be killed and destroyed. And the shadows found the temple. Of course. No survivors, but you need to see what's inside. Some writings on the wall. And the Risha proves to be useful. kind of serves as a moral support, but also can read things in the ancient tongue. And I don't understand. Okay, let me rephrase that. Uh, Story-wise and like action-wise, I don't understand why they're not using a light. Neither here nor when they enter the tortoise itself. Right? Rishia should use some light to read the book better. Raphtalia should use some light so that they can read the symbols on the wall better. Maybe notice something that's hiding in the darkness, right? I don't think all of them have night vision. Maybe Naofumi has some night vision shield, but I don't think everybody does. Unless his shield effects propagate to his slaves, then I guess maybe. It describes what the tortoise is. And yeah, it's good to have something you're good at. And Risha is good at the academia. She's good at reading ancient languages. She has a lot of knowledge, like book knowledge, and she should absolutely be going in that direction. But apparently, she also has an exceptional ability to manipulate ki, and she could master Hengen Muso soon. I don't know what the deal with Risha is. Certainly, she has some hidden potential. I'm assuming Rishia is gonna go through a similar arc to Raphtalia, where Raphtalia got a breaking moment in the mines, right, when the dog was attacking Naofumi and her, and she broke and she decided to fight the Cerberus. And from then on, she decided to fight in earnest. I'm assuming Rishia is going to go through a similar transition, similar transformation. Something is going to break her, and she will start learning to fight in earnest because she will see it as a necessity. I can't begin to think of what that reason would be, but I'm assuming that's what it's gonna take. Is it just me, or does the queen has a really wonky face here? I mean, let's be honest, everybody has a wonky face sometimes in this show. In this season, at least. And writing in Japanese. Black text on black background. Thank you, typesetters. If a blank summoned from Japan is reading those words, Ermitert, noter how powerful I say a cell you place on this monster, the seventh shatter. I've learned that its goal is to blank the words blank. Okay, so no matter how powerful a seal you place on this monster, the blank seventh blank shatter blank. I've learned that its goal is to blank the words blank. Harvest the world's souls, probably. I don't know. And yeah, it's Naofumi's language. Okay, Oath knows about everything. It's convenient that the temple falling apart is of absolutely no consequence because Oath just knows everything. Does it have something to do with this? Probably. I mean, 7 and 7, and there's no real reason for your countdown to stop at 7, so I'm assuming it's relevant somehow. Yeah, I forgot. I wanted to go back to how Naofumi was able to read the language of his world. There's a manga. I forgot its title, but it's another isekai, of course. The guy gets transported to another world, and I think kanji. Or one of the Japanese alphabets, is essentially the language of magic in that world. You write a symbol for fire, and what do you know? Fire just bursts. You write a symbol for water inside of a bucket, and the bucket fills up with water and whatnot. And everybody's magic is really weak because they don't really know how to write kanji, so they're just kind of going through like trial and error. And the guy who arrives from Japan, of course, knows the order of strokes and everything because that's the writing system they use. So he's like the most powerful mage. Of course he is. I mean, we're talking about an isekai story. Main character, protagonist of an isekai story that isn't the most powerful being in the world. Well, that's unheard of. No, but I'm starting to remember the spirit tortoise to defeat it. You have to, and forgive me for a moment. Melting gorilla. Melting gorilla. Yep. Milk ape. Open image in new tab. And do you see this window? Yes, you do. Yeah. And why are you like... There we go. This moment, the spirit tortoise to defeat it, you have to, is essentially this. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I know I'm not. Okay, let's continue. Oh no, it's collapsing. Its writing is priceless. It is, but I mean, it's rock and stone, so you can probably excavate it. Maybe in parts, maybe in fragments, but you can. The whole building is just like terracotta roof tiles and wood, so I don't think it would crack the tablets and the writing, so you can probably come here after the tortoise is defeated and just excavate those tablets and have them in a museum or something. Another shadow is reporting that the spirit tortoise is likely to revive soon, either say. How the fuck would they know? How would they know that the tortoise is about to revive? The shadows are apparently just a omnipotent, omniscient MacGuffins. If you need to know something, you ask a shadow, and that shadow just magically and conveniently knows it. That's what it seems like to me. We're out of time. It's okay, I remember how to defeat it, so the entire collapse is just inconsequential. Yay for inconsequential things that happen that we are led to believe have consequences, but what do you know? They actually don't. Whatever. It's an entrance into its body deep within the shrine. Follow it and you'll reach the heart. We're heading towards the spirit tortoise's body. You head out. Yeah. Well, we're not here, they'll fall apart. And Risha wants to go, and she voices her willingness to go. Nay, her desire to go with Naofumi. Right now, I am a member of your party. Thank you, Risha. Thank you for finally saying that. Thank you for finally realizing that. This is the moment. 18 minutes in that this episode started being good. Took them a while, but they're here. I really thought we're gonna constantly deal with the fact that Risha is just essentially using Naofumi to train her, to make her stronger, to give her achievements and whatnot, so that she can eventually go to Itsuki-sama and suck his dick. But no, thankfully she now realizes that it's kind of, kind of bad to use Naofumi like that. Right now she's in Naofumi's party. Sure, she wants to suck Itsuki's dick more than anything in the world, gargle his cum and swallow it, but right now she's in Naofumi's party. So now she's doing what she's doing for the party, for Naofumi. Because that's the goal of their party right now. If you're going, I'm going too. Yeah, I'm your party member. Right now, I'm going to set Itsuki on the sidelines a little bit. I'm your team member. I'm going with you. Thank you, Risha. And they're completely underground. It's complete and utter darkness, and yet they see no need to use light. I hope the bow hero and the other heroes are here and safe. Why would they be here? Was it said that they went alone against the tortoise and were eaten? Or something? Did I miss something? I thought that at the beginning, in like episode 1, they were talking about the tortoise and the three heroes just kind of fucked off to do whatever. Were they fighting the tortoise but lost? And were swallowed? I don't know. I don't know. Ha ha ha, it's totally like Risha-san. Adventures. That's a decent camouflage. A decent, like, I guess camouflage. I can't find a better word. It eludes me, unfortunately. Disguise. Disguise was the word I wanted to use. Yeah, that's a decent disguise, but why? Yeah, I'm with Theris here. Why did we even bother with those disguises? And it is glass. Was she trying to hide behind Theresa? If so, then she's not doing a great job at it. And why is Lark and Glass and Theresa here? Why are they here? Do they also have the goal of defeating the tortoise? Or was it them who woke the tortoise up? And now they're protecting the heart until the tortoise can do its job. I have no clue. I like that they're here. I really like it. In general, I was hoping that this season is gonna be mostly about them. And the next episode is Ost Horai. I guess we're gonna meet Ost a little better. We're gonna get to know her a little better, should I say. Okay, I'm gonna finish my thought first. I was really hoping that this season is gonna continue from where the previous season left off, which is the introduction of heroes from another world and the introduction of the entire concept of different worlds that are tied together with the waves kind of sort of deal. I was hoping that this season is going to be about trying to discover what the deal with the other worlds is, what's the nature of the waves. Can we perhaps work together with the heroes from another world somehow? Maybe they know something we don't. Maybe we can collaborate. Maybe we can exchange information. Maybe we don't have to fight. Maybe, right? We can get into the very nature of the waves. Kinda deal. Instead, just Tortoise out of nowhere. Not a fan. Not a fan of just introducing a brand new plot point, brand new mechanic, brand new thing to the story. Not at all. But I guess they aren't handling it the worst. At least in this episode. Uh, Previous episodes were weak, don't get me wrong. They were mostly either exposition, just talking heads talking about things, or or just combat, combat, and not much more really. This episode is most Shield Hero like. There is action, yes, but there isn't much combat. There is some mystery about the world itself. There is some character arcs. Some changes occur in characters. That's another staple of Shield Hero in my eyes. There's some slow moments, there's some fast moments. Yeah, this episode was the most Shield Hero like so far. Production qualities aside, right? Rushed art, the lack of lighting, wonky animation, stuff like that aside. It was genuinely decent. Genuinely decent. If they continue the trend of every episode being better and better, maybe like at episode 6, we're gonna see some quality. At least like story-wise and character-wise and pacing-wise. Because I don't think we're gonna see much quality when it comes to art. Unfortunately. The fact that they outsourced a lot of the animation to some Korean studio already speaks volumes. And that Korean studio didn't do a particularly great job either, it would seem. So yeah, I guess that's where we're at. We can only hope that it's gonna get better. And we can only hope that they're gonna finish the Spirit Tortoise arc soon. And we're gonna start another, some better arc, maybe. Although, I'm saying that I want them to finish this arc soon, but that will be very fast. They're already going at a breakneck speed. I really believe that this season being near 12 episodes or 13 or however many is doing it a huge disservice. It really is. Because they have to wrap up this arc in exactly 12 episodes. They have no choice. They can't go for 15 episodes, they can't go for 20 episodes, they can't go for 8 episodes. Because what are they gonna fill the remaining 4 episodes with, right? 24 episode formula is much better, I feel like, for this show. You can have the Spirit Tortoise arc take, say, 8 or 9 episodes, and then you still have 15 episodes left for another arc. And you can balance it out. Yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that's all I had to say. Wasn't the worst episode so far. Honestly, it was probably the best episode so far in this season. Wasn't the greatest overall, but was the best so far. Yeah, it certainly was the best episode so far. That's all I have to say about it, honestly. So I'm just gonna end it here, but now you guys, you tell me in the comments, what did you think of this episode, of my reaction, of my theories? Just please, I beg of you, leave the comments spoiler free. Whether a show is good or bad or great or horrible, I want to experience that show myself, on my own, completely blind. I want no spoilers, so if you even have a slightest inkling of a doubt that what you want to say might be a spoiler, just don't. Or join my Discord server, go to the Shield Hero channel, and you can use spoiler tags and discuss spoilers there, or not use spoiler tags and discuss non-spoilery things. If it doesn't have spoiler tags on it, I can read it, so I can get into a discussion with you. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel for future releases. It's not only Shield Hero, but also Spy X Family, Skeleton Knight in Another World, Showcase Shoujo of Virgin Road, Symphogear G, and Review Starlight. If you're interested in any of those, subscribe right now and be notified. If you really like what I'm doing, or if you want to watch Symphogear and Review Starlight early, 2 episodes of Symphogear are up right now on Patreon, episodes 5 and 6. I recorded 2 of them simultaneously, so I released them both simultaneously, and you can watch both early. You can join my Patreon, as I said, link in the description. For $10 to get early access to non-seasonal shows, and for just $1 or any amount really, you get access to a role on my Discord server, and it gives you access to a channel where I post some tidbits, previews, bloopers, and whatnot. So if you're into that, do it. What else? Share this video with people who you think would enjoy it, because the more you spread the word, the better it is for my channel, and the more YouTube itself promotes my videos, and it's good to see that people are getting to my videos, not just from my Discord, not just from my channel, but also from search, or from other people's videos. That was probably my biggest achievement, to have my videos start showing up on other people's videos. That was a great feeling. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers! And here's yet another benefit you get as a patron: you get to be in the credits of my videos.